Happy Wednesday. So, if you're dealing with this idea of perfection and stuff, I'm not here to fix you today, but let's talk about it. Let's get into it. I don't want to teach today. I just kind of want to share some of the stuff that even I've been thinking through inside of my business and my life. Girl, y'all know I've been saying these last couple of months of 2025, we getting into it. That's my big thing, like doing whatever is necessary to just like catapult my business into a new season. And I don't mean that when I say catapult my business into a new season, I'm just thinking of whatever I can do to sustain it and stay consistent with it, right? I have, and I don't know if you're anything like me, but we have big expectations for ourselves, right? But I don't want my expectations to hinder me. I want them to empower me. I want them to fit into my real life, not the life that I show y'all, not the that I just, like my real life. I wanted to fit into that. So I'm excited. Um, I've been listening to a lot of good podcasts. I love a good podcast, girl, so much. And I've been hearing a lot of people talk about this idea of perfection and like waiting for I don't want to say waiting for things to be perfect, but expecting themselves to perform perfectly. And I want to talk about that a little bit. I want to talk about this idea of kind of like expecting yourself to perform like in a perfect way, because I feel like that's something that I had to conquer to kind of like catapult myself into a new level of leadership. You know, I'm gonna take speaking for example, right? Because I feel like that's an area where I'm still conquering, obviously, on my journey and stuff. I love listening to speakers. I love watching speakers and watching them move and stuff. And then, your fear or your doubt would creep in. But I'm just reminding myself, like, you won't like I know this for myself. And I don't know if you can relate to this if you listen to this, right? I know that the only way to learn is by doing it and messing up. Like, so I am on the journey of finding small speaking gigs where I can learn, where I can mess up, where I can say, "Ooh, I shouldn't have said that," or "I should have said that," or "I didn't look good on camera," or "Next time when I speak, I need to do this," or "I didn't know that." Like, that is the only way for me to be great. And like, I know that about my journey. I know that about my journey. And I can relate to putting stuff off or not going into something head first because I know I'm about to disappoint myself. You know how like when you want to do something in your business and you're like, oh Lord, now I know I can do this. Like the long-term vision of it, I know I can do it. But all the little short stuff that I gotta fail at, I don't want to do all that. Like, who got time for that? You know what I'm talking about? Like, you be like, who got time to be doing all that failing? And not just failing in front of your, not just failing in front of other people, yes, but failing in front of yourself. I was listening to David Shands. Hey y'all, happy what's today? Lord Wednesday. I was listening to David Shands podcast and shout out to him. I just love the everything that he's building. And I was listening to this guy talking about being an entrepreneur and the ability to trust himself. And I was like, man, that's a bar. Understanding that this journey of building a business, like you gotta trust yourself and not just trust yourself to show up, but to trust yourself that you're gonna be embarrassed and get through it. Trust yourself that you're gonna fail and bounce back from it. Like trust yourself that you can make good decisions, that you like and y'all know how it is when you're on your business journey. Like we've all experienced it, right? We've picked bad clients, Lord Jesus, desperate for money. We can just keep it a book, right? Making bad decisions, making bad collaborations. Like you have to do all of the things. I don't want to say wrong, but like I'm understanding that's the way that you learn. And I guess this is the point of conquer, because I'm often flabbergasted that somebody would think that because they're brilliant and they're talented, that they're going to be exempt from going through the journey. I am blown away with how many people that are sitting on something at this very moment because they know once they put it out, something about it's going to fail. There's going to be some type of rejection. There's going to be some type of nuance to where they can't be all perfect and blah blah blah, all that BS. That's the journey. Like who is exempt from that? You think any like, and this is why y'all know I say over and over and over again, if you're battling trust within yourself, if you're, and I've been there, so I know. Like if you're really battling like what I'm doing and stuff, like I always put, that's my cue to put my phone down. That's my cue to not scroll. That's my cue to not go try to see what like that's my cue. If I'm second guessing Deb, that's my cue to put my damn phone down and stop scrolling. That's my cue. Because I know for me at least, I can't find what's best for Conquer by scrolling on TikTok and seeing your fake ass life that you just posted. Or somebody else scrolling and seeing my fake reel that I spent editing, putting together. Like that's not how I'm going to get to my winning spot. That's not how I'm going to get to my place of success. So, happy Wednesday, y'all. Let me know down in the comments what y'all are going to be conquering this week inside of your business, big or small, right? Y'all know I've been telling y'all about this journey of me doing so much stuff to grow my business. I am in hustle mode. And y'all know I've said it time and time again, I'm not mad at hustle culture. Shout out to all of the girls that are working a job and building their business. Shout out to all the girls that are driving Uber and building their business. Shout out to all the girls that are DoorDash and Wingstop orders to build their business. Like, shout out to us. I literally was up. I have literally been up, y'all, doing everything I can to build Conquer. Everything I can. I literally was up at 6 something this morning to go deliver packages for Amazon on the Flex app because I'm like, I have to make payroll. I can't sit. I cannot sit and wait. I have to do this by any means possible. I was like, I'm gonna do that. Then I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna wash my face. I'm gonna go on live. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna go to physical therapy because y'all know I had that dang on car wreck back in July. And then I'm back outside, and I'm coming back, and I just got with my PR girl. We just got booked for another podcast last night. Where I just connected with somebody, and I just found right before I went live, I said, okay, I got 15 minutes before I got to get ready to go live. I got to gel my edges and put a little water on my face. I was like, let me find 5 more podcasts I need to be on to send it to the team. Like when I say conquering the small things, because I'm understanding that's what matters. And I'm really challenging myself to walk into a season of not just my business and my life. And y'all know I've said this time and time again, where I like me. I like what I'm building. I like what I'm doing. I understand that I'm doing it with heart. I understand that I'm doing it with integrity, like really building it brick by brick. And the reason why I share that is because I need somebody watching me to see that this is the reality of it. The reality of doing something like this is what I'm doing. Gig work to make ends meet, literally delivering packages for Amazon to make ends meet, hiring people from Upwork saying, hey, I can't do this myself. I can't do content and go speak, and like really building the business brick by brick, tier by tier. That's what I'm on behind the scenes, y'all. And I think that if we're paralyzed by what we think the journey is supposed to look, or if we're paralyzed by, I'm embarrassed by what I have to do to make this work for me, then we've already lost. I just did a podcast, well, What's Good podcast here in Dallas. And I talked about, and I'll be sharing it more because I had a podcast meeting last night with this really dope girl out of New York. So hopefully I get a chance to get the link and stuff to do her recording, to record with her also. And I was telling her about, it's September now. Last November, I found myself like, oh my God, I got to go back to work. I was like, this is not working. I was like, I got to go back to work. And of course, that didn't work out. You know, I, it didn't work out, which is good, right? Which is good because it just gave me a space to like recalibrate, and it really put a fire underneath me. But I'm in a season now where I'm like, I can't I can't fake on what it takes to build something like this. And yeah, I can't fake it. It's brick by brick, day by day, loss after loss, client after client, um, bad idea after bad idea after good idea, bad lunch, good lunch, small event, big event. Like it's all of the things. And I worry for women who are watching me or watching any other leader and think that something is wrong with her journey. She says, "Oh, don't cry, girl. I will get choked up on this live, child." I worry for women who think that something is wrong with her journey because she is encountering hardship. I worry for, girl, I worry for women who are on their journey and building their business. And they're like, well, I didn't make any money this week, or I didn't make any money in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but I still feel called to do this. Why isn't this working for me? Or thinking that that's a sign to stop and to quit, or thinking that, oh my God, like they're doing all of that. Like, what? Y'all, this journey of success, entrepreneurship, whatever that looks like, for a lot of us, it is not without what we, I don't want to say what I perceive as failure because I don't see it as failure. What we perceive, like the lessons learned. Like when we'll brag about getting out the mud, and when we in the mud, we'll be crying. We'll be like, I wanted mud, but not this type of mud. I ain't want to be in no horse shit out in the country. Not this. I ain't want to get it out this type of mud. I thought just a little, a little one, two. But that's what it takes to build. If you're listening to me, that's what it takes to build. My husband's a DJ, so I've got a chance to just, obviously, you've watched me build this from the ground up. Me and my husband been together since we were teenagers, right? So, Lord Jesus, thank God I ain't got to participate in all the dating discussions and stuff, child. Well, child, I have no opinion because I have no experience with that. But we've got a chance to like build our businesses together, and I've got a chance to see him, build his DJ business just from the ground up, and he has just exploded. Like, when I say exploded in Dallas Fort Worth, like it's been mind blowing to watch. And he had a situation. Not gonna tell my baby business, but he had a situation the other day, and something happened that he didn't foresee. And I admired his mindset in the moment. He was like, "Oh damn, he was like, that was an expensive lesson I just learned." And I was like, "You're right, baby. That's all it is. You just learned a little lesson. Like you put your little finger on the stove, you're like, shit, that's hot. I know not to touch the stove like that no more." Like, that's what the journey is. And I think that if we are so hard on ourselves, if we judge ourselves so critically, and or if we compare what we think somebody else's journey is, we will lose. We will lose, we will stop, and we will quit. And I'm often, I can't say I'm mind blown anymore because I've been doing this for a couple of years, but I talk to so many women who quit on their business. I'm talking about they straight up quit on themselves. They quit on themselves because they didn't make money for 2 months. They quit on themselves because they start going live and nobody was watching. Like they quit. They will quit on themselves. That is mind blowing to me. That you will quit on yourself after 90 days of the world not validating what you got going on. And this is what you supposedly want to do for the rest of your life. That is mind blowing to me. To me, you were a loser from the start and you were just, like that's mind blowing to me. I'm interested in connecting with women who say, "Hey, now I ain't got it all today." And I'm not mad at that. And I think that I'm so what I'm bringing to this space and what Conquer is bringing to this space because it's a time like it's a time and a place for that. But I think it's also a time and a place for as a coach, as a leader, for me to strip off this fake ass mask and be like, hey, let me show you what's really going on behind the scenes. Let me be real about the fact that when we hosted Conquering Cocktails, we only sold 4 tickets. Like, but that's the journey. I don't I'm so glad that I'm starting to like myself. And y'all know I always say like myself instead of love myself because we all say we love ourselves. But I'm somebody actually liking myself. I'm so glad that I'm getting to a point where I like myself so much to where I can release all of the shame and guilt and embarrassment about how I'm building what's for me. You feel what I'm saying? I'm here for that. This idea of it being perfect, this idea of you being exempt from the hardships that come along with building something great. Babe, I don't know what to tell you, girl. I don't know what to tell you. Getting trolled in the comments, the sales not being where you want them to be, like people ghosting you. If that's what you're experiencing, then what I mean, welcome to the game. Did you really expect that you would just put out something 100% response rate? Everybody gonna join your live. Everybody gonna show up to your event. Everybody like, was that really your expectation? I ask my clients that when they put together an event or something and they only get a percentage of people register, I'm like two parts. Did you really expect to get like to reach out to 50 people and all 50 people was going to register, show up? Like, did you really expect that? Are you like really did you really expect that? Do you think you exempt from this industry standard of business? Do you really think that? You think you exempt from industry standard response rate? Baby, who child? Erica says, preach. Do you really think you're exempt from getting ghosted when you reach out to somebody? Do you really? I mean, that is mind blowing. That's mind blowing. I can't say I used to think that way, but I feel like that there were a lot of things that I didn't do because I knew what was on the other side. I knew that if I hosted an event or if I tried to host an event, people wouldn't come, they wouldn't buy tickets, they wouldn't show up. I knew that's what was on the other side of that. So my thing was, I just wouldn't do it. I'd be like, girl, who finna face all that rejection when I can get on Facebook and look cute and get my little 230 likes? Like, what is you talking about? Boo. I'm not finna be facing all that rejection, girl, when I can be cute. It is amazing the amount of entrepreneurs that are not growing their business simply because they don't want to be rejected. Truly mind blowing. Oh, God, y'all. We got to conquer, y'all. Nobody's exempt. Nobody's exempt. Nobody's exempt. But this is going to be the difference. And I know I keep saying this. This the online thing is easy to fake. Like, let's just call it a book, right? It's easy to fake the online thing, right? But there's going to come a time where when you've been in business for 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, and you haven't really did anything to really blow yourself outside of your comfort zone, you ain't going to be able to fake that after some time, baby. Erica says, I needed to hear this. I'm glad you're here, girl. I'd be so happy to see your name pop up. I just love me some you, Erica, so much. We're not going to be able to explain all of us that really popped up during the pandemic. It's been a couple of years now. But if you're still just kind of trekking on online and stuff like that, and in a couple of years you haven't really gone outside, you haven't really hosted any events, you're not gonna like you're gonna be the losers of the group. Because it's like, well, you've been in business about 9 years, and we're still just talking about likes. And I mean, girl, baby, I'm gonna have to taste me a little rejection for real. Literally this week, I'm gonna tell you how many times um just that we've been ghosted. Okay, so I've got 139 pitches that I've done, and over over 100 of them we've been ghosted. Over 100 we've been ghosted. And I mean, I don't care because we've got we just did Growth and Grit podcast, we did What's Good podcast. Next Friday we got Lion Experience podcast. Next Monday I have a grief. I'm gonna be talking about losing my father. I'm talking about PR pitches, Erica, just to get outside and borrow some other audiences. Next Tuesday we've got Stephanie McKenzie. We're gonna be on her show. I just saw the email come through her asking for my picture because they're about to start promoting it. We got booked for a retreat next month. I got invited to a really high power networking gala from Make a Wish next month. And then I got asked to be on a panel next month. And I just had a speaker orientation for an event in February. So you're like, damn, sound like, you outside. But that's on the other side of over being ghosted over 100 times. But that brought 9, 10, 11 things to our calendar that changes the game. So when we think about evolving and we think about going next level, it's almost like, okay, I know if I can just stand in the face of rejection, I can stand in the face of, feeling like, oh, we didn't have it all the way together, but we did it. Like, if I can start to face that, I can do some next level stuff. The stuff that I've been doing online for the past couple of years, that's over with. That's over with. That's over with. It's over with. It's over with. Like, all the girls that's been following along, watching me build Conquer, the online, like all that online, like, man, that stuff over with. Alexa, play I'm on a new level. Like, my ability to conquer myself, and you know what I'm saying? Like, greatest blessing for real. She said, yes, it's about perseverance. It is. And that's what's going to separate those of us that are going to win versus those of us that are going to sit and watch and still be posting online in 2033 talk about buying an ebook. It's going to be clear winners and losers for all of us pandemicpreneurs if we're not actively trying to conquer ourselves and go after the next step. It's just what it's going to be. Truly. So I'm excited, and I hope that you're excited about what you got going on, right? I'm only saying this because I want to talk about myself. Okay. I want to just talk about myself. But I hope that you're excited about what you got going on. And every time that you're rejected or ghosted or, excuse me, you feel hesitant about something, I want you to think about what's on the other side of that. Because yes, I got ghosted 100 times, but I also got some amazing opportunities. So when I talked about this on the What's no, not the What's Good podcast. What did I talk about? A little bit of fear is healthy. God, oh, when I did the Tech Expo Africa, another opportunity. Literally networking in Africa. Alexa, play Burna Boy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah. I mean, like, girl, that old thinking of, well, what if they don't like it, or what if the messaging not good enough, or what if they go on my socials and I don't, and it don't look big enough, or I don't like all of that thinking. For me, that's, man, that shit is over with, over with, that's over with. And if you're listening to this, you probably needed to hear that. There are so many people I know that are just next level brilliant, and they are not going after opportunities because they're assuming that the person on the receiving end is gonna say, "Well, nah, you ain't big enough. Why you coming to us? You ain't got enough going on." Like, there are people who are Xing themselves out of the game before they even ask. That's mind blowing to me. I used to be the same way. I used to be like, well, why would they want me to speak at their thing? I mean, I only got like 3,000 followers on Instagram, or they gonna go to my page and like, girl, please. They be like, oh, Conquer, this is dope. When can we talk? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, like, girl, be for real. The bold will win in this season. The woman that is bold will win in this season, friend. Even if you're brilliant, even if you're pretty, even if you're talented, if you lacking being bold, I don't know what to tell you, because I'm gonna run circles around you. Okay, because I'm all up in Africa. Like, hey, y'all want to conquer? Hey, do y'all want to conquer over there too? Okay, being bold is what's going to separate you in this season, friend. Being bold enough to go talk to potential customers, being bold enough to go and ask for opportunities, being bold enough to go and ask to be in a room. This is why I'm not mad at hustle culture, and I'm not into all of that fake manifesting and all that roo rah rah. Girl, please. That was stuff that we posted during the pandemic to get a little money. That's not reality. I just attract my customers. When your stuff is so good, you can just attract the people. Girl, please. You better open up your mouth and talk. Because people who are sitting around thinking, well, if my content was just perfect enough, I'm going to attract all the opportunities. That might be true for 0.5% of creators. Imagine how much further along you would have been in 2025 if you had been bold enough to talk to 10 people a day. Imagine how differently your business would have been instead of sitting around following, talking about, well, I follow somebody, they said, well, if I just can manifest and get my content good enough and consistent enough, everything's gonna fall in my lap. Girl, please. Erica said, baby, ain't attracting nothing. Girl, that stuff, that is. And y'all know I like a little manifest. I like a little spiritual thing or two. I believe in a prayer or two. I ain't mad at none of that. But if you think that that's the only way for you to climb this mountain, then baby, you are sadly mistaken. I do not co-sign posting and sitting and waiting for Tyler Perry to come save you. I don't condone it. I don't believe in it. I think it's a self-esteem issue. I think it's a fear of rejection issue. I'm going to call it what it is. It's safe to think, well, if I just show up online, I had somebody DM me 3 weeks ago, girl. If I could just do a little bit more content, girl, please. When last time you asked somebody, what's up with a collab? What's up with a speaking gig? What's up with them booking a consultation? You can be brilliant, you can be pretty, you can be talented, but if you ain't bold enough to open up your mouth, you ain't gonna be able to explain why your business ain't grown. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. And it also puts you in the rhythm. And I was in this rhythm for so long until I had a coach that was just, I love people being straight up with me, just straight up with me. She was like, well, why haven't you made any sales? I was like, girl, I'm posting. What are you talking about? I'm posting 10 times a day. And she literally laughed at me. She said, posting. Yeah, so like, bitch, yes, every day. I've been creating content all day, every day. She was like, girl, it does not work that way. And I thank God for how honest she was with me. And I thank God that she told me, she was like, Deb, that's cute. And she said, them girls gonna be in the comment hyping you up. She said, but for what you want to build, she said, you got to start talking to people. You got to get out and actually build it. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. But how do I do that? And that sounds scary, by the way, because I can just be real cute on Facebook and just leave it at that. Okay. I can do a little live or two. And she was just like, no, for what you're building, no. You need to talk to people. You need to host events. You need to build a community. Like she was laying out what's going to be required in order for me to build something big. And I'm so thankful to have people around me that'll say, that's cute. And I'm not mad at cute because you need to look cute. You need to look cute. And she told me the way that she explained it to me was because I'm sure she can see that kind of that had a little bit of a shock to me. I was like, because I felt like I had did something wrong. I felt like I hadn't done enough. And when she explained it, it made sense. And she said, listen, Deb, she said, all of these people, or I don't want to say fans, but the following and stuff, she said that you've built online, she said that's actually a good thing. Right. She said, because when you have your big moment or you get on those stages or you do whatever, she was like, you're going to have a crowd of people in the stands. She said, almost like if you went to the Super Bowl, right? She's like, what's good going to Super Bowl if you ain't got, the fans and the people that's been watching? She said, so it's cool that you've done something like that. She said, but in order to get on that field, oh, baby, you got to go play the game. And I was like, that makes sense, girl. And that was years ago. And it changed my perspective about what a business is and how to even build one. Cause child, y'all know if y'all follow me, babe. I've been posting all day. Doggone nerd, like what I gotta do for y'all to buy. So, but yeah, my heart aches. My heart aches for that version of me. But that was all I know. That was all I knew. And I think that for a lot of us, even me in this season, I've told myself, Deb, just stay consistent with what you're doing until the end of 2025, and then we'll shift into something. I don't want to say different, but we'll expand at the beginning of 2026. A lot of us know what to do next. We know what to do next. We do. A lot of us know what to do next. It's just a matter of we know what comes. We know what's going to come with that next step. We know that if we show up more, that means there's a chance that somebody's really not gonna like it. We know that if we get bolder with our opinions and really thrust ourselves into thought leadership, people are gonna troll the hell out of us in our comments. Like, I think a lot of us know what to do next. We just know what comes with that next. But I'm here to tell you that if you can like yourself and believe in yourself enough to go to that next, it's some bad that's gonna come with it. Like it's gonna be some scratch. It's gonna be some money that's gonna be required, some time missed out on stuff. It's gonna be somebody telling you this is dumb. Like some of that is gonna come along with it. I don't know what that's gonna look like for your child. I don't know what that. Hey, this gonna be between you and your maker. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. I can't do nothing about it. Hell, I'm going through it too. But I know that if you develop enough resilience to go through that, man, the stuff that on the other side, hey, hey, imagine if I was deathly afraid of being rejected and I never sent out those pitches. I'd be sitting on here frustrated and mad because I'm going live every day and doing all the things and the business is not growing. When really, this is a measure of safety for me. If what you're doing day to day in your business is extremely safe, baby, you past due time to move your feet. I'm talking about past due. Past due. Time to move your feet. If you're in a season where you're just taking what you can get because you know people gonna send a few referrals, baby, past due. Past due time for you to move your feet. Past due. Past due, friend. In this season, I'm outside of my comfort zone because I'm shifting my offers and I have to find other ways outside of my business to make money. It's not ideal, but it just is what it is. So if I got to pick up gig work to make my payroll because I'm on a mission, then baby, that's just what it is. If I got to, I just literally saw a an email come back, and I saw a couple actually come through, and people would say, "Well, Deb's not a good fit for this," or "We don't really believe in this mission that she has and stuff." So what? Like if I'm deathly afraid of that, imagine like I would never like do anything. I would just be sitting on live every day looking cute. Like that's dumb. That's dumb. Time to move, friend. But if you're in a season where you're actively conquering the best version of yourself, even with discomfort, I just want to encourage you. Like, that's the winners are experiencing the same thing for sure. If you're doing big things and you're like, Deb, this thing is uncomfortable to me. I mean, I'm sure you're getting a lot of wins too, because y'all know I always say if you're not hearing no's, you're probably not hearing a lot of yeses either, or the yeses that you want. Even if I think about like my speaker journey, right? I used to be like, man, why am I getting invited to these like janky ass events? That sounds so bad. But it just like I would be like, why am I getting invited to this little frou stuff that it seemed like somebody put together in their garage? But that was my fault. That was my fault. Because if you just sitting around taking what you can get, then that's what's gonna happen. If you're just sitting around taking whatever customers that just happen to stumble upon you, then friend, I mean, that's what you're gonna get. If you just only take speaking gigs that randomly, like that's just, I mean, that's just what you're gonna get, friend. But if you wake up, and this is why I love my mission so much, and this is why I love Conquer so much. Oh, it is just such a way of life, right? And this is, I just love this so much. But if you wake up and you say, well, what can I conquer today? If I could just ask one person for a new opportunity, or that person that I think might say no to me, if I could just have the audacity, what could happen for me? This is why I love the mission of Conquer so much. This idea of waking up and say, what am I going to conquer today? Big or small? One thing, two things, three things, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Do it some more. Okay. Y'all ain't know I was a rapper. Okay. And once you start to do that, yes, you get opportunities. Yes, you get clients, and yes, you get sales. But you know what I'm most interested in, and what I believe, and what I know is going to happen to you because it happened for me. You learn how to trust yourself. And I feel like that's one of the most overlooked skills that you can have in entrepreneurship is understanding that you can trust yourself. Because there have been so many times in my business where I didn't do something because I knew I was going to drop the ball. I would, and I'm high energy. I'll talk to somebody, and not follow up with them and lose trust in myself and say, well, don't go talk to them because you know you won't be following up. Like you learn to trust yourself. You trust that you can handle stuff. You trust that you can go after opportunities. You trust that you can like go for big things. And when they say no, you understand how to do better. Learning how to trust yourself is one of the most overlooked things that I'm seeing in women in the marketplace. They pretty, they smart, they post for their birthday. I'm not impressed by none of that. Because when it comes to your business, you don't trust yourself. You don't even trust that you can go and ask 10 people to buy from you today. I'm not impressed by anything other than that. I'm just not. I'm not impressed. I'm unimpressed by your cute picture. I'm unimpressed, friend. I just am. Cause you're not like I'm unimpressed. What's up, Laquita girl? Shout out to you, friend. Laquita says you have to be intentional about your why. You do. And you got to believe in yourself above all things. And this is why, again, why I love this mission so much and love what we're building because we're creating space for women to believe in themselves. Even if you ain't got a website, even if you ain't got a funnel, you can run circles. Let me tell you something. Even if you don't, and y'all know I teach back end and all that stuff, we do all that inside the Conquer Club. But a girl that believes in herself can run circles. I'm talking about, I've seen it. Can run circles around somebody. They got a website, a photo shoot, automations, funnels, post pictures every day. If she believes in herself and she bold enough to open up her mouth and ask for opportunities and sales and stuff, she's gonna run circles around somebody that quote unquote got it waiting for it to be perfect and got it quote unquote all together on the back end. If you ain't bold enough to open up your mouth, you'll lose. You're gonna lose. You're gonna be sitting scrolling on TikTok in 6 months, 8 months, 6 years, wondering why your stuff ain't popped off yet. I'm just seeing it with my own two eyes. I'm seeing it from the pandemic. I see it every day. This is what I do. We got to be bold enough to build, and we cannot be scared about the hardship that is going to happen to you in your journey. You're not going to be exempt from it. Okay. So if you can think about, if you say, Deb, okay, that's motivational. All right, TD Jakes, that Jolo's thing, that sound good. What can I do to conquer today? I challenge you to ask 10 people for their business today. And if you are too scared to do that, then quit your business tonight. Quit. I'm telling you to quit if you're too scared to do that. Because yeah. Okay. So if you're thinking about what can I conquer today? See email coming through. What can I conquer today? Go ask 10 people for their business. And expect 8 of them to ignore you at the minimum. Because you ain't exempt from that. And if you're too scared to do that, then you need to quit and stop wasting our time. And stop wasting your time too and go find you something better to do. Because you're just wasting time. If you're not bold enough to ask 10 people to do business with you, you're just wasting everybody's time. Okay? You're just doing it for the gram. And that's about to be over with for you. Okay? All right. 46 minutes. I'm gonna run a physical therapy. I need to find me some lunch too. Oh, tonight my husband has a gig, so I'm gonna be home. I got this little y'all know I love shopping at Aldi, girl. Aldi has this like Thai noodle meal, so I'm gonna make that for myself tonight to have me a little one too by myself. So yes, okay, y'all already know the vibes, baby. It's time to conquer that for me today. And if not, quit. Just go and shut stuff down. And we'll be back tomorrow. Y'all already know the vibes. Make sure you wake up tomorrow and conquer something. And I'm Deb, and I'll see you tomorrow on live. Bye, friend.